I mean, look, last week he was threatening nuclear war with North Korea. This week he's not condemning Nazis. I mean, I'll give him something. He sure knows how to change the narrative. He's agile. You know, end of the world, white supremacy.
It should come as no surprise at this point that the mainstream media are willing to lie, twist facts, and defend violent thugs to try and brainwash their audience to their way of thinking. But there have always been some, not many but some, who haven't been afraid to call out the bullshit of both the left and the right. Jonthan used to be one of them. So you can imagine my shock when I got sent this video which seemed more akin to a CNN article than actually one of his videos.
We're what, you know, 6, 7 months into this presidency and there are swastikas on the streets. And apparently being outraged and angered by the sight of them makes you just as bad as the people carrying them. Bad people. You know.
But there's no problem with the communist flag, despite the fact it's been responsible for between 40 and 60 million more death than the Nazis. And Jonthan, not too long ago you were calling these people you're defending now fascists, and quite rightly so. So you know these people have been acting violent way before these alt-right protesters. You're just fucking lying. It's like you fall for this BS narrative that you're either a heroic Nazi rebel fighting against them in World War II, or a Nazi, when in reality it's more like trying to pick a moral superior between Voldemort and fucking Sauron.
Westminster's waking back up, you know, back on home turf. Theresa May's back from holiday, back to leading the country. That's it, yeah. How was your walking holiday, Theresa? Thank God you're back! Oh, we missed you. Thanks for that strong and stable statement condemning President Trump for his reckless and incendiary remarks regarding... Oh, sorry, no, someone else.
Jonthan, Trump did what you used to have the balls to do. Call out both sides, which is 100% the right move, by the way. And Theresa May, like her or not, which I personally don't, had nothing to call out. Jonthan, you used to speak up against the establishment and talk about the bullshit in the media. Now you're fucking joining them.
How's Brexit going, Theresa? Sorry, yep, I forgot. Don't ask. Oh, Trump's finally hired a new communications director, a 29-year-old hottie whose role in the White House up until this point has been vetting and editing President Trump's tweets. So this should be fun. Should it? Yeah.
The lack of self-awareness is amazing. Not too long ago, the mainstream media, which you seem to be singing off the same hymn sheet now, condemned Trump for saying that a female reporter only got her job because she was hot. Now you're basically saying the same thing.
Thanks, Carol. Well, the clock might be under maintenance, but you can feel the cogs of Westminster beginning to turn again, with conference season just around the corner.
So I thought now I'd go through one of Jonthan's other videos from a few months ago, just to show you the difference. And honestly, it's like the Jonthan in the video I'm about to show you and the Jonthan in the video that we've just been through are two completely different people.
Why are we spinning this story, Tim? We all know this Muslim ban is an utter disgrace. We don't need to spin it. Can't I just tell the facts? I've got a novel idea. Why don't we just tell the fucking news? Trust me, there's a gap in the fucking market. I swear to God, if we stopped thinking about ratings and just reported the facts, people would tune in because no one else is doing it. Just tell people the news. The minute we spin it, we just give them an excuse to discredit us. We need to stop doing this.
And you were 100% right. The media do need to start doing that because they are discrediting themselves. So why are you doing it now? I mean, yes, you're calling out the Nazis, and that's fair enough. But you're completely omitting the fact that there were radical left-wing protesters that turned up with fucking guns, John. With fucking guns. Had it been the right wing that had turned up with guns, the media would have portrayed this like an act of war. And you know it, John.
I'm pissed off, Tim. What's happened to the left? What's happened to us? I thought after Trump we'd finally start getting it, but we're getting worse. Isn't it obvious that we need to change our tactics, and yet we're making exactly the same mistakes, only worse?
So why haven't you acknowledged all the facts? I know why, because you're a fucking hypocrite. Do you guys see the difference? Do you see what I'm talking about when I say they're like two completely different people?
When you go to a university campus and set fire to things, throw rocks at police, pepper spray and punch people whose opinions you don't like, you're not a liberal, you're not left-wing, you're a fucking idiot.
And the only difference this time was that a bunch of Nazis showed up. But just because another bad group comes along doesn't negate the fact that the original group was bad also. You can call both groups out. You can do that. I can't believe I'm actually having to say this, but it seems that every left-leaning person in the media right now has got this "you're either with us or against us" attitude. No, I'm not going to be a part of this fucking communist shit, and I'm not going to be part of this Nazi shit either.
And you lose the argument. It's a gift to Trump. How fucking thick do you have to be to hand Trump the moral high ground? With everything he and his ultra-conservative posse are up to hand them the moral high ground, it's unforgivable. And by stopping a few hundred people hearing some objectionable right-wing provocateur speak, his book just hit the top of the charts. Well done, you lost. And when Trump rightly condemns this violence and calls out Berkeley Uni for suppressing freedom of speech, he's not wrong. They just put Trump in the right.
And again, the only difference this time was that a bunch of Nazis showed up. But Trump did call out the Nazis. He did call out the white supremacists. Why you've got your fucking knickers in the twist, and why everyone in the media seems to have their knickers in the twist, is because he also called out Antifa.
You handed it to him. How dare these people put me in a position where I'm agreeing with that orange sack of minge? All the chaos that Trump is creating, utter chaos. And these twats who think they represent the left, they just handed it to him. It's not just a handful of violent thugs, Tim, when they're being legitimised by thousands of people proudly retweeting videos of Trump supporters getting punched or pepper sprayed. You're handing the moral high ground to Trump, and it fucking boils my piss. You got The Guardian running articles asking whether it's ethical to punch a Nazi. What the fuck are you talking about?
And well done, John. Within the space of about 2 months, you've become one of these Guardian wankers. By perpetuating the lie that Trump didn't call out these white supremacists, you're enabling Antifa. In their minds, you are justifying them.
Weighing up the pros and cons of arbitrarily labelling someone a Nazi in order to legitimise punching them in the face. What the fuck does The Guardian think it's doing?
Yes, exactly, John. They're calling people Nazis who aren't actually Nazis to justify beating them up. So why are you believing them, John? You know the mainstream media lie. You know these left-wingers are fucking deluded. You know this. So why are you fucking lying?
But if I were to express these views publicly, I'm the one that gets branded as a Nazi apologist. It's fucked up.
And this is what you've done in your most recent video. I mean, I don't get it. You used to be willing to call out both the left and the right, but recently you just seem to want to call out the right. Don't get me wrong, most of the time when you criticise the right, you're spot on. But you're letting everything the left go slide. I mean, are you doing it because you're afraid of being called a Nazi by these people? Or are you just trying to get views? Like, because I refuse to believe that you're this stupid. Because the truth is, you're probably smarter than me when it comes to these things.
The free speech movement started in Berkeley. Now they're tearing it apart. The irony of it. These people honestly believe they're fighting fascism. Shutting people's opinions down through violence isn't fighting fascism. It is fascism.
See, you used to be able to recognise fascism. You know, whether it be on the left or the right, you'd be able to recognise it. And I don't think I'm being overdramatic by saying this. You are one of the few big figures in media, or fairly big anyway, that was willing to actually stand up to fascism. But now because all of a sudden another group of fascists have showed up, it's like you've decided that you've got to pick one fascist. Do I pick the communists? Do I pick the Nazis? Or, like, what one do I go for? I mean, like, the communists have got a higher kill count, but the Nazis have bad PR. Tough one to pick. No, don't pick fucking either.
The world's gone mad. Yeah. Well, the shockwaves from this controversial executive order, or so-called Muslim ban, continue to be felt across the globe.
This is really all I've got to say on the subject. I don't think I can really add any more than that. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, share the video, it really goes a long way. Also follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you next time.